add my voice to the report that was prepared and presented in this August House by the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, and which was seconded by Honorable Kanga Usaru. I'm going to focus specifically on issues to do with the conformity with the Public Finance Management Act, conformity with the governance issues, and also talk a bit about food security and the relevance of GMB. Honorable Speaker, what we are looking at is the opinion that was given by the Auditor General with regards to the books of GMB. And the opinion of the Auditor General that was given is a qualified opinion. So a qualified opinion, which is an audit position that was given on GMB, indicates that whilst most of the financial statements are reliable, there are specific and material exceptions to the reports that were given by GMB. And these deviate from the expectations, especially if you look at the international financial standards and accounting standards. So, Madam Speaker, the audit, the report by the Public Accounts Committee identifies governance and financial management gaps at GMB. So of major concern is unauthorized expenditure and the bypassing of expected procurement procedures. The US $3.5 million in distributed inputs, which showed that procurement procedures were bypassed, and also there is no clear path to show how the procurement processes was done. Honorable Speaker, what is critical is for public institutions to follow provisions as provided for in the Public Finance Management Act. And the moment those provisions are not followed, this will smack of corruption. And we have heard a lot about corruption being perpetrated by institutions that are under government, and as Parliament, we take exceptions where institutions don't follow PFMA procedures. And I think on this one, as the committee, there is need for us to continuously follow on this to see that Public Finance Management Act rules are followed, and specifically on issues where there are breaches to do with the procurement procedures. Then on the issue of governance, this has been raised by the previous speaker to say where we don't have clear minutes or the absence of minutes, how does management follow up on board resolutions? Because it is in the minutes where the resolutions are taken by the boards. And in this case, in the absence of minutes, there is no way we are in a position to follow if the management is following the decisions that are taken by the board. And again, this issue was discussed by the committee, and there is need to digitize the issue of minutes. And then another point, Honorable Speaker, is the centrality of GMB in ensuring that there is food security, ensuring that we've got a strategic grain reserve as a country, and also to ensure that there is a clear path in terms of how grain is procured in the country. And again, on this one, it shows that there are a lot of governance failures. There is no clarity in terms of how grain is being procured, and also the delayed payment to farmers. Honorable Speaker, if farmers are not paid in time, this will affect the food security of the country. And again, I think there is a need on the part of GMB and also on the part of the country to ensure that we operationalize the selling of grain in the open market. This already has been set where we have got what is called the ZIMAT, and this is allowing farmers to get market prices. And I'm sure as we go forward, we should allow farmers to sell their grain in the open market. Honorable Speaker, I also wanted to raise positives that we got from the report. While the report reveals serious financial management and governance deficiencies at GMB, it is equally fair to acknowledge the corrective steps that were taken by GMB. GMB managed to revalue its assets, and I'm sure the revaluation of assets is in line with the international financial standards and as expected in the Public Finance Management Act. GMB also managed to formalize their lease agreements. Again, this is very critical, and it shows that GMB on its part managed to take positive steps to correct areas where there were gaps. There is also an improvement in board meeting recordings. The recordings are there except that there were some gaps. GMB also managed to recover outstanding lease renewals, and again this is a positive. And these actions, though they are not sufficient, they show that the institution has a capacity to reform if it follows proper governance procedures and if it gets enough treasury support, and should also follow the recommendations that are coming from Parliament as Parliament it provides its oversight function. So, however, these positives, it must be presented that progress was made, but it's not proof that the problems were solved. So, Honorable Speaker, I support the report by the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee that there is need for GMB to reform, especially when you look at financial management issues, governance issues, and ensuring that GMB plays its critical role of food security by paying the farmers in time, and maybe coming up with a model that will ensure that farmers, they are always timely paid when they deliver their produce to GMB. I so submit.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chiduwa. Is there any further debate? I recognize the Acting Government Chief Whip.